And yes. Go ahead, Sadhana.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see so many of you. The technical support workshops are part of OKA Senior Forum initiatives run under the umbrella of Ontario Konkani Association. These workshops are organized by OKA and super tech-savvy seniors in USA in collaboration with Sringeri Vidya Bharati Foundation, Canada, Chitrapur Heritage Foundation, USA, and Sarasota Foundation, USA. So we have attendees from all over North America. Before we start today's session, it gives me a great pleasure in presenting to you OKA President Sureka Shenoy to say a few words. Sureka?
Thank you, Sadanand, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this very important, yet we tend to kind of disregard how important it is for everyone to be tech savvy. So I want to congratulate Riya, Aditya, and Ananya in their efforts to make all seniors tech savvy. And that's very important. Today, without computers, I don't think things move at all. So I'm looking forward to her presentation and helping a few more become more tech savvy. Besides that, thank you for joining, and I'm going to pass it back to Sadhana.
Thank you, Sureka. Next, I'd like to present Shashank Udyawar, representing Chitrapur Heritage Foundation, USA. Shashank?
Jai Shankar, thank you everyone for joining and welcome you all to this amazing presentation today. I hope you all get to hear and get excited about the initiative that is started by our youngsters. I'm part of Chitrapur Heritage Foundation, that is a not-for-profit organization registered in New Jersey as, with the section 501c3 section. So we have been working in all over US, and Ria Kopikar actually is one of our youngsters who's going to be joining us soon to help us work with the seniors around US and do a lot of work, which you'll hear more about in detail in a few minutes. So again, welcome you all. Excited to hear and see and get to know more about the initiative that the youngsters have started today. Thank you.
Thank you, Shashank. Now it's definitely my pleasure to present to you my friend Sandeep Dareshwar, representing Sarasota Foundation, USA. Sandeep?
Thank you, Sananand Ma'am, and thank you, Sureka. Thank you, SVBP. Thank you, CHF, for all these organizations for being a collaborative partner. And obviously, thank you to Ria and her team for not only coming up with this innovative idea, but putting it in place. I think this is hopefully just one of the starting of many such future sessions. And also, I personally feel this is just one of the starting of many such future collaborative events, which all these organizations can do. A little bit about Sarasota Foundation. You can go to sarasotfoundation.org to learn more about it. Just like CHF, we are a nonprofit registered in Pennsylvania, in place for the past 35 years. And what we do is we support a lot of good philanthropic initiatives in India and also locally here. Example, funding poor students, physically disadvantaged folks, senior citizens. There are roughly around 8 to 9 organizations or causes which we support. You can learn more about it on our website. Apart from that, in the past 2 years, we have also implemented a lot of new events. In fact, one of them, you can take part even wherever you are. We are launching the 2nd annual walkathon today. And just yesterday, we had Father's Day hike. Shashank was there. We had real awesome time. So we also have other events like Sarasota Spotlight, which you can look up on our website. So about myself, I'm part of the committee. There's a whole team behind it. You can read about it on the website. But again, I'd like to emphasize that I personally feel each of these organizations like Sarasota Foundation or CHF or OKA have limited resources. They focus on certain areas, some more, some less. But the true spirit of what we want to do will only be fruitful when we do collaborative events, and I look forward to more such events in future. So best of luck, Ria. I don't think this is just for seniors. Even everybody needs technical help whenever possible. So it goes beyond that. Okay, so thank you, and have a safe day, all of you.
Thank you, Sandeep. That brings us to our first workshop in the series of 3. Ria Kopikar, the major driving force behind these workshops, contacted me after she heard my presentation at last year's North American Konkani Sammelan program. I was quite impressed with her proposal and our first conversation sometime in January. Since then, she has put quite a bit of effort in bringing these workshops to you. Ria is a grade 11 student from Minneapolis. While teaching her grandparents how to use the computer, this thought of teaching the rest of the seniors came to her. She has already helped a large number of seniors in the seniors' homes in her area. Today, she will be assisted by Aditya Pai and Ananya Pai, a brother and sister team from Toronto, Canada. He is in grade 8 and she is in grade 6. Both were active volunteers in the 6-session series of technical support workshop that was conducted by OKA. All these teenagers have one thing in common. They're all ambitious, energetic, enthusiastic, and above all, they want to get involved and help. Therefore, it is my distinct honor and privilege to present to you Ria Kopikar to launch her workshop. Ria?
Yes, hello everyone. I am Ria. Thank you very much for coming today. To begin, I will share my screen. So let me know if you can see this. Okay. So our session today will be computer basics, which will cover a little bit on Zoom and email. The plan for today is I'll teach you how to minimize the Zoom videos, because right now, as I'm sharing my screen, some of the pictures might be coming up and blocking the screen. And I'll teach you how to use the chat box. Then for email, we have quite a lot of topics. We'll be doing some automatic reply, how to forward, delete, and undo the delete, recovering mail from trash, and attachments. So let's get started. First, we'll talk a little bit about Zoom. So right now, I want to make sure that you are all on speaker view. If you go to the right-hand side of your screen, and in a moment, I'll stop sharing my screen so that you can do this. You want to click on up here on the right side, the view button, and then click speaker view. And the reason you can do this is so that the videos will appear at the top and not block the screen. So let me stop my share and give you all a moment to do this. So on the top right side of your screen, the view button. And if you're having a hard time hearing, you'll need to increase the volume on your computer. I see someone wrote that in the chat. I'm not able to increase my volume other than talking louder. So let's all make sure we're in speaker view. Then I'll go back to sharing my screen.
Ria?
Yes?
Can you let them know that at the bottom of their thing, there is the volume button that they need to increase?
Yeah, so on your keyboard, there will be like a volume plus sign button that you'll all need to click if you're not able to hear me as well. And then you can just increase that all the way to 100%, and then you can hear me better. All right, back to this. And then I'll go over the chat feature. So during the session today, if you ever have any questions, which I know some of you have already used the chat, we'll want to type it in the chat. So in case you don't know how to do this, I'll go over it quickly. On the bottom of your screen where I've pointed with this pink arrow, you're going to see the chat box. First, you'll need to click on that. And when you do, this chat on the right side here will come up. The way to type into the chat over here on the left, I've enlarged it. is to type here where you see I've typed hello. So right here where I'm circling with my red, this is where you'll type in and then click enter. So the enter button should be somewhere down here on your keyboard. And when you click that, it'll come into the chat and I'll be able to read it. This is the way I'll be answering all your questions during the session today. So make sure that you use the chat whenever you think of any question. So again, I'll go over that. You'll want to click on the chat button, which is down here on the right bottom middle of your screen, and then type into the chat here and click enter. All right. So now, if you have any questions, please type it in the chat. Now we're going to move on to email, which will be the main part of the session today. I know that the flyer said we'll be talking more about Zoom, and I saw many of you have emailed me questions about Zoom. So at the end of this session, we'll be talking about the next classes, which will cover more about Zoom. But for today, we'll be going over email. Just a disclaimer, I'll be using Gmail as the main source of our lesson today, but if you do use Yahoo Mail, I'll be going over that if we have time at the end. So for this, I'll be sharing my actual email. So you'll all want to follow along, take notes if you'd like, and then later you can go and practice it once the class is over. So first we'll be starting with how you can reply to an email using automatic buttons. So let's say I click on this email and it's very important and I want to reply, but I don't have time to actually type it. You can click on these buttons down here, which are called the automatic reply buttons. So this, when you click on these, will automatically do it for you. So I clicked on the button and it's already typed in here. Now all I have to do is click send. So this is a way for you to quickly reply without having to type anything. So I'll show you this again. I'll click on this email and it's already here. I'll click on one of the buttons and then I'm able to send it right away. This is how you automatically reply. Now the second topic is how to forward. So sometimes, and just another thing, some of you may know these topics already, so it'll just be a review for you, but for the rest of us, it will be new. So for forwarding, we want to go to the right side of our screen where I'm circling here with my red circle and click on these three buttons. So when we do this, all of these options are going to come up. So reply, forward, print, delete, and so on. All of these have a very important function, but the one that we're looking at today is the forward, which is the second down. When we click on this, it's going to come up here. So if you see, we have forwarded message and then the email that I'm trying to send to my friend. So let's say I'm sending it to my friend. I'll put in their email address. I'll tell them that I'm forwarding this, and then I can click send. So again, the send button will always be at the lower bottom, this blue button. So that is how you forward a message. So I'll show this one more time. When we click on our email, we'll go over here to the right-hand side, click on the three dots. So here. Then when we click on this, we'll go down to the second below and click forward. And this is how you send a message to somebody else. All right, now we'll get into how to delete and undo a delete. So there are two ways to delete. The way I'll be showing you is when you actually click on your email. So I'm going to click on my email, and this is, I've decided that I no longer need this email anymore and that I want to delete it. So how do I do that? I go up here to the top of my screen, and again, I'll be circling always, so look for the red circle. And we'll click on this trash button. This is the delete button when you have clicked on an email. So when I click this, it's going to delete it right away. And I want you to watch down here. There's where I'm drawing this arrow. There's going to be a button that appears down there on the bottom left of my screen. And that's going to tell me that I've deleted the email. So let's say I click on it, I'm clicking the trash can. And now it's told me conversation move to trash. So let me show you that again. We'll click up here, the trash can button, and then it automatically gets deleted. So what happens if I accidentally deleted the email? So let's say this is a really, really important email and I don't want to delete it. So right here, this is a very important email, never delete this. But what happens if I accidentally do? Well, if you see down here, there's an undo button. So that is how you can quickly undo the delete. So let me show you that again. I click delete, and down here we see undo. So that is how you can quickly undo the delete, and it will come back into your inbox. So never worry if you accidentally delete something, there's always a way to fix that. So that is how you undo the delete. But what happens if I click delete and then I forget to click undo? So this button, it goes away. So if you see down here, there's nothing here anymore. And now I have no way of undoing it. What do I do then? Well, no worries. You can still get the email back. What you have to do is come over here to the left side of your screen and click and scroll down and click more. So right now it says less because I've already clicked more, but let me show you that. Right now it says more. So you need to click that, scroll all the way down until you see trash can. So here, again, we're going to go to the left side of the screen, scroll down until we see trash. So this is where that email that I just deleted has gone and sat. So I click on that, and now you see here, that very important email is now sitting here. So the way that I recover it, meaning I bring the email back into my inbox, is first, you have to click on this, checkbox. So if we see this here, I'm in the trash can and I have to click on the check mark. So when I click on this check mark, now these options up here are going to show up. So right here, all these options. The one that I want looks like this. It looks like a right side arrow, an arrow pointing towards the right side. And this is the move to button. So right here, when I click on that, it's going to tell me move to. So remember, all our emails, they always show up in the inbox. This is where whenever somebody sends you an email, it's in the inbox. So when you accidentally delete something, you want to move it back to the inbox. So here I am in my trash can. I click on the checkbox and I click move to. And then right here, the fifth option down is inbox. So when I click that, you can see down here where I'm pointing with the arrow, it says action completed, which means now there's nothing in my trash and it's back into the inbox. So if I scroll all the way up, I'm in the inbox and you can see right here, this is the email that I had just deleted right here. So that's how you can, if you accidentally ever delete something, you can always recover it. Never worry, don't panic. There's always a way to bring it back. So I'll show that one more time. I go up here and I click trash on accident. I come down, scroll all the way down, click the trash can, and then right here, I click the check mark. So the check mark, the move to button, and then I click inbox. So move to and inbox. And now it's disappeared. So this is how you delete, undo the delete, and recover from the trash can. Now we'll move on and we'll talk about attachments. So I've had quite a lot of people ask me about attachments. So when someone sends you an image or a file and you click on the email, it's going to show up on the bottom of the email. Now there's two ways that you can view this. The first way is just to click on the picture. So you see these two buttons here, do not click on those. Just click on the image and it will come up here. So right now it's loading, but there. So now you can see this image. So this is a way of viewing a file and not downloading it onto your computer. So it's not being stored in my computer right now, but rather I'm just viewing it. So I'll show this again. You'll click on the top of the picture. And when you click there, the image will become big and you'll be able to view it. And the way to, there. The way to get out of this is to click this back arrow over here. If you see the back arrow, that's how you can get out of the view. So I click that and I'm back at the email. But let's say this is something important and I want to keep this picture with me forever. How do I view it then? Well, you come back here, but instead of clicking on the top of the image, you have to click these two buttons. So this download button, if you see where my mouse is, this down arrow that says download. If I click on that, then down here, I'm going to, some of you, the bar might be blocking this, but if you see this red arrow, this is where my picture is being downloaded into my computer. So now it's actually stored in my computer, which means even 5 years down from now, I will still be able to access this. This is important for very important files that you might want to keep for a long time. So now the way to open this is I'm going to show with the pink circle is to click this up arrow. So the pink circle shows you the up arrow. And when I click on this arrow, it's going to show me open. And when I click on that, it will bring up the picture. And again, it's loading, but this is a picture that will show me in my actual computer files. And this is why it looks so different. So this is the stored image, and this is the not stored image. So do we see the difference here? It's this versus this. So this is how we do that. And now we're going to show you how to attach the file. So the one I just showed you now is how to, if someone else has given you a file, how to access it. But now I'll show you how you can send someone else a file. So the first thing is to click compose. So I'm sure most of you have done this before. That's how you will start a new email. 1 second. So we click compose. And then once you do that, you can click this button down here, which I'll show with the red circle. It looks like a paper clip. So can we all see that? This right here. This is the attachment button for when you want to send someone else an attachment. So the first thing you do is you click on that, and then your files are going to show up. So these are my personal files. Your files won't look like this. They will have something else on there, but it should still be the same button. So you come down here, you click this paper clip, and then your files will show up. So you will choose the file that you want. Let's say I want to send my friend this flyer. I want them to come to the class. So I'll click on this. And when I click on that, it's going to show up down here. So if you notice, the name of this file is collage 5. And so you always want to check that it's written in the same name is where file name is. So it's collage 5 here. It should be collage 5 here. So if you notice here, there's a collage 4. These are not the same because I haven't clicked on that one. So this should always be matching this. That's how you know you've clicked on the correct file. So let's say this is the file that I want. How do I actually send it to the email? I have to click open. So again, step 1 is to click on the file so that I have done that. Step 2 is to check that the name is exactly the same. And step 3 is to click open. So now I'm going to click open. And if you notice down here, it's been downloaded, or it's downloading into my email. So right now we're waiting for it to get to 100%. And this is how I can send someone the file in my email. So I can type in my friend's name. I can tell them attached is flyer. And then I can hit send. So again, the blue send button will always be at the bottom. And that is how you send an attached file. But what happens if I click the wrong file? So let's say that I want to send this picture called modern background, but I accidentally click on collage number 5. What do I do then? All you have to do, you don't click open and you don't click cancel. All you do is you click on the photo that you want. So if you notice how the names are changing, so if we look down here, the names will continue to change as I click back and forth. So it says collage 5, then it says modern background. then it says collage 5, and so on. So if I accidentally click on the wrong file, all I have to do is go and click on the one that I want. So now that it says modern background, I know that it's the correct file. I've checked my step 1 is to click on the file. Step 2 is to check that the names are the same. So I've confirmed that they are. And step 3 is to hit open. So when I hit open, it's downloading down here. So if you see just now that blue bar disappeared, that means that it's 100% downloaded. And now I'm okay to send the file. Sometimes it will take a long time. Like earlier, it was taking a longer time. And generally that's because of Wi-Fi issues. But all you have to do is wait for it to turn 100%. And then that's it. So one more time, I'll show you. You click compose on email. And then you come down here to the paperclip. When you click on this paperclip, that is when your files will show up. So here are my files. And then I'll choose which picture I want to send to my friend. So I'm choosing collage 5. When I click on that, I want to make sure the name is the same. So file name and picture name. And they are the same. So I know that they are. Then I can click open. So open is how you get it to your email. So when I click open, now I see it downloading down here. So see, this time the blue bar is taking a longer time than normal. So this is what I was talking about. Sometimes it can be slow, sometimes it can be fast, but all you have to do is be patient. Don't worry if it takes a long time. You just have to wait and wait for this blue bar to go all the way up to here. And that's when you know that it'll be done. So this is how you send your friend a file. So again, I'm just going to review what we've talked about. We've talked about the automatic reply, which are these buttons when you click on an email.
Ria?
Yes?
Before you go to summarize, do you mind, there was a question there saying you showed attachments, how to attach a file from Google Drive.
Oh, yeah. Let me see the chat. How do I attach to my email? Okay, so I would need to have my Google Drive open. Can I answer this at the end or do you want me to answer it now?
You can do it later, Ria.
Okay, I'll answer that at the end, but good question. Okay, so this is how we've gone through the automatic reply. We've gone through forwarding. So remember, we click these 3 dots on the right side. And when we click on that, we hit forward, which is the second one down. And that is how you can send your friend an email. Then we've gone through how we delete. And I won't go through all of this, but the way that you delete would be to click the trash can up at the top. And the way to undo delete is to come down here and click undo. And then we've talked about the attachments. So how to retrieve an attachment by clicking on it, or how to send your friend an attachment by clicking the paper clip down here and sending it to them. So these are the first few topics. Now I'll show you, this is a little less of something that you necessarily have to do, but rather something to just watch out for. So if you see up here, we have the primary tab, the social tab, and the promotions tab. So when your friend sends you an email, generally it's going to come and it's going to sit in the primary tab. This is why all of these emails that I have here are all from my friend and they're all showing me different things. But sometimes companies will send you emails and your account will not put them into your primary tab. Instead, they might put them into the social or the promotions tab. So the way that you want to watch out for this is sometimes you'll see something is in your promotions. So when you click on that, you'll see all these different emails. And if you see, these are from companies. So Zoom, Capital One, Zoom. And what the promotions are companies sending you different like 10% off or things like that. So here's an example. I have a buy one, get one free from Walmart. So obviously I have created this email just for the sake of the lesson. It won't look like this, but there will be things like this where they're trying to get you to buy something, and these will come into your promotions tab. The social tab is from companies like Facebook. So if you see here, your friend Shreya is requesting to follow you, Facebook. So again, I've created this email. It will look a bit different, but these are the types of emails that will come and sit here. It's not much to worry about. Most of the emails will come in your primary tab, but sometimes your friend will send you something and they'll accidentally go and sit into these tabs. So once in a while, you want to click on these tabs up here. So these will always be up here. They won't disappear. They will always be up here. And whenever you think that maybe an email went into the wrong tab, you can go and check those tabs just to make sure that they're not in there. So that is the social and promotions tab. Now we can go into, I think, the spam. So some of you may have heard about spam before, but you might not know what that means. The spam is in a location near the trash can. So if we go to the left side, and if you all remember where I showed you where the trash can is, we have to scroll all the way down. So you see right here is the trash, and right above it is spam. So spam is something you always want to avoid. So right now I'm clicking on it just to show you, but you should always avoid the spam, and don't try to click on any of the emails. There will often be some emails here, but a lot of the times these are not so good emails and you don't want to click on them because they can give you things like viruses and all. So when you see emails here, sometimes like right now, you can see here that I have 2 emails. So it will show me alerts like this. You don't want to click on them. This is very important. Even if the email looks like something like from your bank, you still don't want to click on it because these may not be good emails and you don't want your computer to get a virus because of that. So this is the spam. It's not super important to worry about, but if you ever see that there are emails in there, always try to avoid it. So these are the topics that I had prepared for Gmail. I can either go on to Yahoo or I can answer some of those questions now. Let me know, Sarika Patti, what you would like.
Are you done, Ria, with most of them?
Yeah, I'm done with all the Gmail topics.
Okay.
So if anyone wants a revision, I can also go over it again.
Yeah. Shall we then do the Google Drive because you're right there?
Yeah. So the question is, if my files are on Google Drive, how do I attach to my email? So there are 2 ways you can do this. The first way, which give me 1 second, is to click Compose. And if you remember where I showed you the paper clip, so down here, this is how you would get it from your computer files. But right next to it, this sort of triangle looking thing, this is the Google Drive folder. So this is what you click to get the Google Drive files. So let me show you that. I would click on this, and now my Google Drive has popped up. So I don't have anything in this drive currently, but all of your files will be here. So let's just pretend there was a document. They would look like this. Your documents would look like this. You would click on the one necessary. So let's say I want this one. I would click on this one. So you click once. And then down here where you see insert as, you can do 2 things. One, insert as attachment. So the attachment is what I had shown you before. It will show up at the bottom of the email, or a drive link. So I recommend always doing attachment. It's just a little bit easier. But if you do choose to click drive link, it will show it as a link, as a URL, or a very long set of letters. So either way, that is how you can get the files from your Google Drive. So let me show that one more time. You hit compose, and then down here, you hit this button. So it's right next to the smiley face. It's this triangle looking icon. And when you click on that, your Google Drive will show up. And once again, I don't have documents in here, but you will, and then you can just click on that and click attachment. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Okay, could we delete the mail? Do you mean the email? Yes.
Just take it as mail. Yeah.
Okay.
Any of them, but remember the select all buttons and all those things, you can show them.
Oh, right. Yes, so you can delete the mail. The way that I'd shown this in the beginning, the way you click on the mail, first you click on the email that you want to delete. So let's say I'm 100% sure I no longer want this email. Up here at the top, where I'm circling with the red pen, is the trash emoji. So this icon, not emoji, sorry, the icon, will bring you and help you delete this mail. So when I click on that, it's going to be gone. So if you see here, I had 5 emails, now I have 4. And if I go and I check my trash can, so the way you check the trash, again, as a reminder, is to come down here to the left side of your screen and click more. When you click on more, you're going to get the trash down here. And if you see I had just deleted this mail, this is now in the trash. So that's how you delete a mail. And then to the person who asked, sometimes good emails do go to the spam. That is correct. And that's why it's very important to know, let's say I know that my friend Super Tech Savvy Seniors has sent me an email. So here I'm in my spam and I know that they have sent it to me. This is a person that I know. Then I can confirm with my friend what the email is about. And if I see the same thing here, so let's say my friend tells me that they've sent me a fake spam email. So here I check and I see that this is the exact same email. Then I am good to go. I can click on this mail because I know my friend has sent it to me and it is a good email. But if I don't get that confirmation, you should not click on it because then it could be the spam or the junk mail. So that's a very good question. I'll go back to the chat. Yeah, so all the questions about iPhone and all of that, I will be covering that in a future session. So at the end of this, we will be talking about the next sessions. So please wait for that. How can we load the images? How can I upload it? On cloud? Yeah, so I will be talking about cloud in a future session too. That is a little bit more complicated than the email setting. Can these things be done on iPad? Yes, they can be. So the iPad screen will look smaller than this computer screen, which is a lot larger, but they will be in almost the exact same location. And so our future session will also be on smaller screens, but yes, all of these things can be done on iPad. These are good questions. You can keep putting your questions into the chat if you have any others.
Ria, are you going to cover any pre-submitted questions?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. I mean, if your presentation is over, then maybe that's the first thing we can take. And once that is over, if there are any more questions in the chat box while you are answering other questions, Sureka can spot them.
Sure. So we have a set of, Ria, how do you block a sender? Yes, good question. Let me go through this first. So how do you block a sender? Let's say this person called Super Tech Savvy Seniors, I don't want them to send me any more emails. The first thing I do is I click on their mail. So here I've clicked on their mail. The second thing you do is, sorry, 1 second, is to click on the same 3 icons here. So if you remember how I showed you how to forward an email, this is the exact same button you need to click to block someone. So once you click on this, you're going to get all of these options showing up. So here was the forward. You come down just a little bit, and this is the block. So this is what you would click. I'm not going to click this now because I do need to keep this mail in my inbox. But if you know for sure you want to block somebody, you just click these 3 buttons on the right side. You come down until you see the block, and that's how you block them. Good question.
Ria?
Mm-hmm.
So lots of people are asking, how do you unsend an email that you didn't send on purpose? So how do you recall an email?
So unfortunately, if you send an email, there is no way to unsend it. Once it's been sent, the other person is going to get it. It's not like a text where you can delete it after you send it. So I think the only way to avoid that is just to make sure that you want to send the email before you hit send.
Ria, did you show the fact that when you send it, there is a few seconds where you can undo it? When you send it, right? If you press send in error, there's a few seconds where you have that undo.
Or view message.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the reason is like some people's settings causes it to only be there for like 2 seconds, but yeah, I can show that.
Yeah, just show them that way. There is a way.
Okay, so some of you may not get this on your email, but some of you might, so I'll show it to you. Let's say I'm sending a mail, so I click compose, I put in someone's email address, my friend, and I type something in. So test. Let's say this is my email, and I hit send. Now I want you to observe the left bottom side of my screen. So I'm putting an arrow here. It's not there yet, but it will be there in a second. When I hit send, now I have a chance to hit undo. So you see that? Undo. So it's undoing it. And now the email is back up here. So this won't always show up. So if you try this at home and you don't see it, it's just based on your email settings, and I can help with those in a future session. But for the most part, you should be able to get this. So again, I'll hit compose. I'll send it to my, I'll hit send, and then I'll realize, oh, I don't want to send this email. So when I hit send, down here at the left-hand side is the undo button. This is how you undo sending the email. But you only get a few seconds to do this. So right away, unfortunately, like I don't personally know another way after it's been a while, because this button will go away after 5 to 10 seconds. So after those 5 to 10 seconds, there may not be a way to undo it. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Can I delete spam email? Yes, you can delete spam email, but what is very important is that you do not click on them. So you can delete them without clicking on them. So let me show you that. You come down to your spam. So again, that's on the left-hand side, and you scroll down until you see spam. So let's click on that. When we click on this, you do not click on these. So do not click on the mail, leave them as they are, but click here at these check boxes. So I'm going to click on them. So 1, 2. So now they're both checked. Do we see that? Now up here, it says delete forever. So when you do this, they will be gone. They will never show up in your spam again. Oh, whoops, sorry. Here. So you click delete forever. This is how you delete the spam when it's in your mail. But again, I want to stress, do not click on the emails because they can be bad. So don't click on them, just click on the check boxes. So when I do this, and I'm not going to do it now just because if there's other questions, I can use these same emails. But when you click on this, they will be gone and they won't show up here. And the other thing is, if you don't want to actually do this, if you read this message up here, it says messages that have been in spam for more than 30 days will be automatically deleted. So in 30 days after these emails come into your spam box, you won't see them there anymore. And so that this is a way for your email to automatically just filter them out. All right. Any way to retrieve, okay, yep. So in email, I don't believe there's a way to see if the other person has opened the email. Please correct me, Ananya or Aditya, if you think otherwise. But I don't believe that there is a way to see that the email has been read. Yes, Gmail does have a schedule send. I can go over that in a little bit. Can you increase to 5 minutes? I believe there is a way. I'll also go over that at the end. What happens if okay, so what happens if you click on spam email? So this is what I had gone over before. What can happen sometimes is that the email is, to put it in simple words, is a bad email. Meaning sometimes you can get a virus on your computer, which you always want to avoid. This is not good at all. So here, I've sent this mail to myself. So I know that I can click on this. So do not do this at home, but this is just for practice sake. See, if you see here, this box pops up because it's telling me that this is a spam mail and that it's basically informing me that I do not want to be on here. And so this is basically, you do not want to click on the mail in case someone bad has sent it to you. Okay. Okay, I'm being told that there is a way to see if someone has opened your email if you request it. So, okay, some of these things are in the settings button. So I have not used that before. I'll go back and show you now. So yeah, the schedule send, there is a way to schedule your send. So this is a very useful factor. So let's say you want to send an email at 4 a.m., but you don't want to get up at 4 a.m. What you can do is the day before or a few days before, you can scroll down here. So again, on the left-hand side, you can scroll down and you can click on scheduled. So this is all your scheduled emails. So right now I don't have one on here, but what you can do is you can click compose and 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I haven't scheduled an email in a long time. Let me do this. And also Aditya and Ananya, if you'd like to answer some questions, you can too. I know I've been taking it all. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to stop my share just for a second. Okay, you should be able to see this again. Okay, so yeah, so the undo, can you increase to 5 minutes? So all of these things are in the settings tab. So how you go to settings is up here on the right top of your screen, this sort of tool looking icon. This is what you have to click to get to your settings. When you click on that, it's going to bring you to all of these different things. And then you have to click on see all settings. And so now there's a lot of things on my page, so don't get confused. You just have to look for the undo send. So right here, if we look at my circled thing, undo send. So this is about 4 or 5 down. So when we go to this undo send, if you see mine, it's on 5 seconds, but you can, so right here, 5 seconds, you can change this to as long or as little as you want. So when you click on it, you have all the way up to 30 seconds. So if we see this, when you click on this, you have all the way up to 30 seconds, which gives you all that amount of time to be able to undo the send. So this is how, somebody asked that, this is how you would do that. And then someone else also asked a settings question. Spell check. So spell check is something, 1 minute. Spell check is something that, at least for my computer, automatically shows up. So if I was to type.
Ria, so when you were on the settings, there was actually a button down there that said autocorrect, and it was on or off.
Oh, okay, thank you. So back to the settings up here, right-hand side toolbar, and then see all settings. When we do this, and come down. Okay, yes, thank you, Ananya. So if you just scroll down a little bit, so if you remember, this is where you can change your undo send, and you keep scrolling down until you see the right down here. This is grammar, and then right below that, let me scroll down. You come down until you see autocorrect. So for my computer, I never changed this. It's automatically on, but for some of you, it might be off. So what autocorrect is, if you spell something wrong, it will automatically change it to the correct spelling. And sometimes it even does this with grammar, and the grammar one is right above it. So if we see here, these three tabs are all about your spelling or grammar. So if you see in mine, everything is on. We have on, and on. And if you want something off, so let's say you don't want it to automatically correct, you can turn it off. So this is how we change our settings for that. So again, all of these more advanced things will be in your settings tab, which is up here on the right-hand side. And then you can just scroll down until you see what you need. Okay. Is there any question that I missed, Ananya, or someone let me know?
Somebody emailed me directly and asked, how did you move the email to spam? So in case like you want to send, move it to like start or snooze. So
yeah, good question. So the way we do that, I'm going back to my inbox. If you remember when I was talking about the trash and I was saying, how do I move my email from my trash back to my inbox? You do the same thing for anything you want to move anywhere. So how we do this is, let me just make sure. Okay. So how we do this is we click, let's say this is the email right here, the one with the star that I want to send to my spam because I know that it's not a good email. First thing I do is I click this checkbox. So when I click on this checkbox, it's going to be selected. So now we see how it's a darker blue color versus these lighter colors. That's how you know it's been selected. Then we have to go up here and we click on this sort of right arrow button. So this is step 1, check mark. Step 2 is to click this button. So this is the move to button. So let me clear the drawing. Okay, when I click on this, so we see how it says move to, that's how you know it's the correct one. When you click on that, all of these different things come up. So social, updates, forums, and then down here is spam. So when I click on this spam, now if you see down here, it says conversation marked as spam. So let's go see my spam to see if it's been moved. Yep, so here it is. Remember it had the star? Now it's here in the spam instead of my inbox. So anything you want to move, whether you wanted to move it to the trash or you want to move it to the spam, you do the same exact thing for all of them. You click on the checkbox and then you click on the move to button. So the move to button is up here. It's the right arrow or sort of a right arrow icon. And then when you click on that, you can choose where you want to move it to. So great question. Let's see. What is the maximum number of people I can send an email to? So I believe, Ananya, do you want to take that question?
I think it depends. I think there's like a maybe 15 or 20. So there's not, I don't think there's an exact number. If there is, please correct me because I don't know the exact number. but I've sent an email to at least 15 people at one time for one of my projects. So I know that you can send up to 15. And another question that was on the pre-submitted questions was, how do I delete addresses from the email list? So I think they're saying when you're at 2, like on your new message, when you press 2 and you put in different email addresses, I think they're asking how to remove one of them.
Yep.
Ria,
Just before you answer that question, maybe I asked that question about maximum number. I think Surekha might have some experience, but I know that you can send the emails as group, even 100, but I think there is a number after that. That is what I'm not sure. Surekha, do you have any idea?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's 250 or 500, but definitely more than 100 or 200, you can definitely send in a group email.
Yeah. So I don't really believe that there's a cap. And if there is, you will be notified on the screen. So basically all you have to do is you type in all the people that you want. So I'll type in this, I'll type in another email, and then I'll type in another email, and so on. So let's say these are all the emails. So pretend I have up to 100. That's basically how you keep on adding more and more people. And let's say I want to delete now. So that was one of the questions. So let's say I do not want to send it to test@gmail.com. What I have to do is click this X right here. So I click on the X, and now it's gone. So do we see, we used to have 3 and now we only have 2. So again, I'll show you that. I have this email senior workshop example. I do not want to send an email to this person. So I click on the X and they've disappeared. So that is how you delete if you accidentally put in the wrong email. How to send an email to a group? Yep, so this is how you would send it. All you have to do is you click compose. So this is really, anytime you want to send an email to anybody, you do this exact thing. Then in the to, you basically type everybody that you want to send it to. So as many people as we want. So again, we could do test, we could do my friend, we could do someone else, and so on. So this is how you would send to a group, and you just keep on typing all the emails that you need to type in until you're done.
Ria, I just checked, it's 2,000 emails Gmail allows you to send per day.
Okay.
I was thinking per email. Yeah, I think.
No, but in I think you can split it. I don't know, but as per them, it says just type into Google. You might want to say it, and it gives you the email limit, max limit.
Yeah. So thank you. So exactly, there's a lot of people you can send it to.
Another question that came up earlier is, so is there a way we can move some particular emails into one folder? So like, I think they're saying when you press more, you can create your own folder, and then you can move like the emails to that folder so they stay in one place.
You may want to demonstrate that.
Yeah.
Yep, I can. So how to create a folder. Okay. So let me bring so the way you, okay, when I click compose, I can click on, I can create an email, but I can also create I'm sorry, whoops.
How to set up a group?
A group? Yeah, I'll have Ananya go up to that afterwards. 1 second. I need to. Sorry, Ananya, how do I create a folder? I think I'm clicking the wrong thing.
I think you scroll down.
Oh, yep, create new label. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So in Gmail, they're not called folders, they're called labels. So this right here, social promotion, these are labels. They are something created automatically for you. But if you want to create one of your own, you scroll all the way down. So again, on the left-hand side, remember, this was a trash, this was a spam. right underneath it is manage labels and create new label. So when I click on create new label, I will see this. Please enter a new label name. So let's say I want to create one for our, let's do office emails. So all of my work emails, I want to put them here. Then I can click create. So when I do that, you can see down here, it says office emails was created. And now if I scroll back up, so I was down here and let me bring my, so we're looking over here right now for anybody. When I scroll back up, I see here office emails. So this is my new tab. Right now, there's nothing inside of here. But if I want to move something, let's say this email is, one second. Let's say this email is my work email and I want to move it there. So how we move is the exact way that we have moved all emails previously. Step one, we click on the check mark. And when we click on the check mark, we'll have all these buttons up here come up. We want the move to button. So when I click on move to, now we see office emails because I just created this label. So when I click on office emails, now it's gone. So if we see we had 3 emails here, now there's only 2. So let's go back to my office emails. And now this email is here. So that's how you create your own folder. And that's how you move an email into the folder that you just created.
How to set up a group name for more than 10 people instead of typing every time the different email addresses in one shot? The
Yes.
group name.
Okay, Ananya, I'll have you take this one.
Okay, so do you mean like a group as in a chat box, like a hangout, or in one email you want
one email to send?
So you go to the
message.
top. So if you press compose.
So right here on the left side.
Yes. And then there's the to, and then there's the subject. So when you go to the top at the to, you want to just add in all the email addresses you want to send it to. So instead of emailing everybody differently, you can go there and you can add as many emails, addresses that you want.
Okay.
I think his question is if there's like a way to have the same group that you can send to all the time without putting all.
And then give a group name so that I don't have to repeat all the emails every time I send a message.
I don't know if that's possible. I've never heard of it, but
they do that group name.
I think he means, do you mean like sending it to multiple recipients?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you don't have to type in all the email addresses.
Under compose, you can type in all the email addresses you want, and then you can send to multiple recipients.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Actually, I can give you the, I have been doing that, but I have been cheating. Tell you the truth, what I did, I mean, this is not the correct way of doing it. I have prepared the group in a Word document and put it as a group on my own, and then I copy and paste it. But they're absolutely right. If there is an easier way to do it, that will be great.
Yeah.
Because so many people have done that as a group. They just have to put the group name. Then all the recipients in that group get the message.
You know, I'm not entirely sure.
I have never heard of that.
There's something called a shared drive, which is very similar to what you're saying.
I think it's in the contact. If you go to the contact, if you create one in the contact, different groups, you can do that. And then when you compose, you can bring those groups.
How do you go to the contact?
In your email contacts, you create a contact list.
Yeah, I am not entirely sure. This is a good question. I can look.
See, normally email registers all your receivers and the senders, whoever you have sent it in the past.
It's okay.
But in your contact list, you can create a contact list and you have all the names. Under those names, you can create your own group.
Ria, go to the top on, the square in your email thing. Yeah, go open it. You'll see contacts there. You can go in there.
Yes.
It on the guest list?
Yeah, so that it enters into your contacts.
No.
There. You create a contact? Yes.
You can click here. And then basically, but this is also like, I'm not sure, I've been told in the chat that it's more of an address book feature, not so much your Gmail. So you would
want to go on the guest list.
You can use this for email also. Yes, it is an address, cell phone list, all that. You can also use it for your group.
How did you get out of it?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
How do you get out of it? Either your tab is open on the top, Ria, you can mention, and you can see the email tab there.
Yeah, so how you, what you have to do is, so this is setting right up here, this 3x3 box, that's what you have to click. And then you'll see contacts listed below. That's how you join it. If you want to get out of this, all you have to do is click the X on your tab, so right here, and that's how you get out of it. So when I click this, it's now going to go away. So now it's gone. That's how you get out of it.
I think maybe there might be an easier way, but I don't know if we can go over it today. If you want to send it to the same group every time, maybe you can create like a Hangout chat with all those people. I don't know if we can go over it today.
I can look into it. Maybe whoever asked that question, if you'd like to email I can put my email in the chat and then I can find out and let you know later. This is my email. If you want to send me an email to and then just remind me about the question, I can find out and let you know.
Yeah, the reason I'm saying is this: we play poker game, about 8 of us. Mm-hmm. The host who sets up it, he just one poker game, he writes just poker game, and all the 8 of us get the message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I will look into this and find out.
Okay, thank you.
Ria, what we can do is you and Aditya and Ananya can find the answer and we'll share the answer with the target audience.
Yep, that sounds good. Yeah, good questions. Is there anything else that I missed in the chat?
No, only thank you. That's all.
Okay, some other features. Yeah, so someone asked, are these features different for other systems like Hotmail, Yahoo, etc.? So yes, they can be different. That's why, let me go to my Yahoo here. So this is just a Yahoo email. This does look very different than the Gmail. So for example, I'll just go through one of the features right now. The forwarding, remember when I was showing you the 3 dots on the right-hand side? That's not visible on Yahoo. So yes, there are very different features for each of the types of email addresses. If you want help on a specific type of email, we'll talk about what you guys can do at the end of the session. We offer different sessions later in the next few months, or we also do individual classes, which you can come with your individual questions as well. These sort of group classes, we try to do like one sort of main, so today we're doing Gmail, but all these individual types of questions we can answer at a different time.
In the pre-submitted questions, there was one of them, which was the last one left. Is it possible to create address groups just like for WhatsApp?
Yeah, so that's the same question someone was asking earlier, which we will find out and we will let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you all very much. If there's any other questions, keep putting them in the chat.
Is there an email that we can contact you?
Yep, I'll put it in the chat one more time. This is the email. supertechsavvyseniors@gmail.com. That is my email. Any questions you have at any time, please email me.
Repeat it, please.
Super Tech, and it's in the chat, by the way. Super techsavvyseniors@gmail.com.
Oh.
And I think I can bring up my slides now because I have my email listed here. This is the email right here. If anyone wants to copy that down, supertechsavvyseniors@gmail.com. And then I can keep answering questions, and also just wanted to let you all know that we are having 2 more sessions, one in July and one in August. The one in July will cover all sorts of things on Zoom, which I know a lot of people were emailing about. And the one on August will cover all these sorts of different questions. So WhatsApp questions, different types of app questions. And so some of you were asking things about Microsoft. That would be a session to attend because I will cover things like that on August 8th.
So looks like there aren't any more questions at this time, I guess, correct?
Yep, looks like
we can take about 5 more minutes. If anybody has any comments, questions, they can definitely put it in chat. Otherwise, we may have to start moving to adjourn this session. Before we close, I want to mention a couple of things. As Ria has, first of all, of course, thank you, Ria. Ananya, I know that Aditya was standing by. Thank you, the team. It is an excellent job you have done, marvelous. I'm sure that those who have attended have found it informative. You put it or made it as simple as you could. But as we had said, anybody has any questions, they can send an email to Ria, and I know that they will make every effort to answer your questions. As Ria had said, we will have at least 2 more sessions. Ria, it may be a news to Ria when I say at least, because based on the comments I have received, maybe we might have more sessions depending upon the topics. I just want to also mention that in addition to these 3 sessions, Ria, along with her team, is planning to provide any assistance if you have questions or issues on a one-on-one basis. So if you have any questions, if you want to deal with it on a one-on-one individual basis, please send an email to Ria, and I'm sure that she will try her best to get in touch with you and help you. Of course, at a mutually convenient time. She is a student, Aditya is a student, Ananya is a student. I know they are busy students, but they will do their best. But once again, I'm truly amazed with their interest, their ambition, their enthusiasm, their energy. On behalf of all the target audience and those who are present, I want to thank them again. Before I close, another thing I want to mention is these seniors programs were supported by many people, especially through helping different ways and encouraging. One of the largest and biggest encourager, promoter is none other than Sringeri Vidya Bharati Foundation. Even at the Sringeri Vidya Bharati Foundation, one person who has encouraged me, who has given me support is Dr. V Lakshmanan. Dr. V Lakshmanan is the chairman of the board of trustees at the SPBF, and I'm so very happy that he has made time to join us. Dr. Lakshmanan, could you please say a few words?
Thank you very much, Sadanand. I want to appreciate all the efforts, Sadanand, yourself, Konkani Association, and Surekha Shanai putting together. We've been in this journey for many years. We had several sessions during the last 3-4 years, serving the community members and seniors, be it healthcare, be it COVID. And today, you are taking us to understand the modern technology world. We all started with a time, Arya and Ananya may not know, our time was with cassette recorders and the 7-inch spools. From there, we have moved on to today's time. You guys deal with so many new gadgets, and for us, everything is new, the way you communicate. For us, it was writing a letter and mailing it and giving it to somebody at the airport going to India. So during the last 40, 50 years, we have seen many, many changes. And we at our age are slowly getting to adapt. And it is easy when children are living with elders, but when the children get married and they are gone, the elders are alone trying to adapt to the new way of communicating and getting connected to community members and the children. And what today Sadanand and Sureka have done is amazing. They've understood the challenges that seniors are facing, and bringing together children like Arya, Ananya, and Aditya has been very helpful, very timely. I hope we can do many more sessions. And I want to thank Konkani Association and the members of the community and the children coming forward, giving their time. Arya, Ananya, I must say this to you, you can always give a donation of few dollars, but giving time is very, very difficult. Nobody puts time in the bank to share with. I understand in Switzerland, they have started doing it, putting time in the bank. So when you get older, younger people will come and help you and you can draw time from the bank. I think those things may happen in Canada also, but we don't have to go through the bank, but we have got the goodwill and the trust and participation of members and the community. I want to thank again Arya, Ananya, and Aditya, what they've done, and also the leadership of Sadanand and Sureka, what they have done. Thank you very much. Let us continue to do it, more such events, and helping the community members and the seniors. Thank you very much, Sadanand. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lakshmanan. As we had said, again, the next session is on July 11th. We will be covering everything about the phone, smartphone, iPad, whatever the phones you have, and including social media, etc. If any of you have any suggestions for the topics, either for the second, the third one will be miscellaneous, all the different devices, please let us know. At the same time, please do let your friends know. If you like this event, ask them to join. And we will try to send additional information in the next few days. Sureka, I think that's just about it for this. Unless you have something to say, we may have to say goodbye to everyone. See you next time.
Yeah, so thank you, Sadanand. We will have this recording sent. We have recorded the event. So if anyone wants, we'll send it to all the registrants. We can do it that, or I can send it to you. Anything is an option. We'll send it as a link so people can watch it, because it's important. The questions, all those things are important there. Those are captured. People can always go through it slowly at their leisure.
Sureka, what I was thinking is that when the next information goes, request for the registration for next session, we can add this link or the recording so that those who could not attend, they will see it and more likely will be encouraged to join us.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening, a great day. Take care, keep in touch, keep healthy, safe, and happy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ria, Aditya, and Ananya.
Thank you all.